It's a world of social media. It's a digital world. Whether you have a business, whether you're trying to grow your brand, people eat with their eyes, they shop with their eyes, they do everything with their eyes. So whatever it is that you take pictures of on social media will define what your brand is, which will then relate into how you're able to acquire customers, make that sale, and also retain that customer. Now, David has been a photographer for years, so today he's going to teach us how to take beautiful pictures with our phones. You don't need a big budget to get that positioning on social media that you need. And throughout our conversation, we want to hear from you, so please use the hashtag BreakfastDaily and the WhatsApp line 0550585832. Send all those questions in and I'll ask him on your behalf. Good morning again, David.
Yes. Well, it's good to be here as a guest. So just want to say that the days when the big budget cameras, were the only option that you had if you want a certain quality of image, are pretty much fading away. Because these days, if you look at the new phones that have come, both on the Android side and on the iOS side, pretty incredible stuff that you can do with your cameras now, phones now, that you couldn't do, a few years ago. But we're looking at phones in general, and then the way I approach this conversation is not everybody can afford a high-end phone. You see, the high-end phone have all the little things tweaked that you can do all the fancy things with. But maybe you can't afford a very, very high-end phone. But you can afford some mid-range, mid-level kind of phone. You can do some good pictures with that.
Nice. So what kind of phones will fit in that bracket of mid-range?
I mean, anywhere. Because I'm an iPhone person, I'll probably use the iPhone range to talk about it. So anywhere from like iPhone 4, 5, all the way up to about a 7, 8.
Nice.
Can handle all the images that we're going to be looking at.
So you don't necessarily need the latest iPhone. You don't need the latest Samsung.
You don't. Which I think is important for this conversation.
Definitely, especially people who might be on a budget right now. So where do we start from?
All right. So I think basically the first thing is that there's something called grid lines in your camera. Now, some cameras come with the grid lines turned off. Some cameras.
So we're looking at it right now.
So there's a way to turn on your grid lines. I'm not sure if I can just quickly. So your grid lines are very, very important now. So if I don't know if I can get a quick zoom on one of the cameras. I want to show how to do the turn on your grid lines. Jiva, let me have your phone.
Oh yes.
Yes.
That's my phone.
Yeah, and then let me just go in there and show how to do that. So we go to settings.
Should I go back to
yes,
settings?
please. Let's go back to settings.
So if you're at home with us,
so you can actually see how it's done.
And actually go to settings.
Yeah, you go to settings and go to your camera in the settings. And it's not too different for the Android users. With the Android users, you do it from your camera. You go to camera first. And then there are some settings in the camera that you can use. So with this one, you go to settings and then you go down to camera. All right.
So settings,
settings first, and then the camera. Let me just quickly brighten the screen a bit so we can see.
Is it working?
No. It's different from mine, I guess.
No worries. We're gonna try and get your phone back.
You put it down on yours. Okay.
Different iPhones, but we're saying iPhone. But whatever phone you're using, you can follow along. So settings.
There we go.
To camera.
So when you go into camera, then you go to grid. So you see grid right here, and you turn the grid on. Now, when you turn the grid on, let's go back to camera. How do I get out of here? There we go. So you go back to camera, and you see that the grids have showed up.
Yes.
So now you can see the grid.
Boxes that we saw earlier.
Yes. So it's important for the grid to show up.
So the viewers are looking at it right now.
Once the grid shows up on the screen, now you can use that to. So let me, as Rolex is giving us a nice shot there. Let me show you what I mean. Do you see how, if I tilt the camera, watch what's happening to the grid? You see what happened to the pillow?
Yes.
So if you go to the seaside, for example, one of the things you should do is that always imagine that this is the horizon. Imagine this is the horizon. Tilt it so that your grid falls directly on the horizon.
Wow.
Because the eye naturally sees the horizon as flat. You see, but when people go to the seaside
They
and
just
shoot,
take it.
they just just go in there and take a picture. You
And
know,
they don't.
then
They wonder why someone else's
his
will
picture
look
looks
different.
nicer.
It's the same location.
It's the same location, but somebody else's picture looks nicer just because of
The way
they balance the camera, they angle the camera to take the shot.
Wow.
Okay. So if you can look at that shot again,
Yes.
that shot again just basically shows us a principle of photography called rule of thirds.
Rule of thirds.
Rule of thirds, where you're using your grid lines to put the image in either 2/3 of the shot or 1/3 of the shot.
Nice.
Okay, not in the center.
Okay.
But there's a beauty that comes out of the image because you position it in this way.
Wow.
It's one of the basic principles of
So
photography.
this is a simple.
This is a
thing
simple one just to
if you
show.
need to know.
Yes.
All right. So the next one is
Set the camera's set your camera's focus.
Focus, okay.
That's important. Now, so for example, this one here, we can look at this one here to as an example. Okay. Now, if I focus on, if I want to focus on this, okay. So now the cushion is in focus. All right. If I want to, my intention is to focus on the cushion,
yeah.
but I don't really position the focus
well.
anywhere, right? It could be here that's in focus.
so that's
Or it could
something
be
else.
here that's
the
in
plants
focus.
will be in focus and
Yes.
not the pillow.
And you will only notice it when you are now trying to edit the image. That, oh, my thing is blurred. Okay, and we'll look at an image later on which shows that example.
Nice.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. So the next one is focus on one subject.
How do we do that?
Okay, so they are looking. Let's go wide.
Okay,
Okay,
we're going
we are
wide.
looking at the entire scenery at the back here.
Yes.
Right. If I focus on this, okay, this becomes my. Now, if you look at it, there's an image for this. We have an image
Okay.
for the focus on one subject.
Is this
good?
it?
Yeah. That is not. Yeah, that's the image.
Okay.
So now look at how the T set here. Look at what happens when one is in focus. Everything else is blurred in the background.
That's why everything else. Okay.
You see,
Nice.
and I'm saying this specifically to say that I did not use a high-end camera for this.
So you used your phone.
I
for
used
this?
my phone for this, which is a
Wow,
7.
it looks like a professional.
But you see, the reason is simple. It's the way you take the picture. Okay, so focus on one subject. So you put the creamy plus right in the center, and you go close to the camera. But you go close to the subject. But your creamy plus is not close to the rest of the items.
So that you see,
I
you
removed
move
the
it
creamy
out.
plus away from the rest of the items, and I just brought my phone close
to it.
and
then
focused
it
on
automatically
it.
blurs
Automatically
the
does
rest in
that.
the back. Wow. Okay.
You see, so focus on one subject.
Nice.
Now, yeah, you see that everything else is blurred nicely in the background, which people want to achieve this.
Yeah.
But you can actually do it with your phone.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I know. You see
You
this
can
on
actually
social
do it with your
media, you
phone.
think like a professional.
Yeah.
Photographer
And I chose
took
Creamy
this.
Plus because people need to feel that it's actually something we did live here.
Yeah.
You know, not.
And speaking of Creamy Plus, they're
yeah.
sponsoring Breakfast
Of
Daily.
course.
So
let me show you
visit
how.
your-
Let me show you how I did that.
Your supermarket in your area
Yeah.
to get your Creamy Plus to enjoy your breakfast this morning.
So
you're going to show us
yeah,
how
so
you
I
did it.
literally put it here.
Okay.
I put the Creamy Plus here and I photographed it from here. That's exactly how I did it.
Okay.
It's set
So if
exactly
you're at
as
home,
it is.
you can do something
You can
like
do
that.
exactly as it
And then
is. So
you
instead
get
of
a
it being
slingshot.
here, close to the rest of the items, I pulled it away and then I came in close and focused on this.
Wow.
Then all the rest came blurred in the background. That's
It's
exactly
amazing.
how it's done.
So
Okay.
so far we've learned setting our camera, getting the focus, the grid in place so
Yes.
that we get it. What
Get
else
your
do you
angles
use?
right.
Our
Okay.
angles right.
Then find different perspectives of showing your image.
Okay.
So we have some images there we can look at.
Nice.
Different
Let's look at
perspectives.
those images.
Okay, so this one, for example, I took the shot with so these girls are they are tiny little girls. Okay,
but they look tall.
They look tall. Okay, because the one taking the picture,
Had to
decided
go
to
to the
drop the
floor.
camera low down
Okay.
and get a shot from the ground. Do you see? So now they look very tall in the image.
Yeah.
You see? Now this is not a picture that their parents who paid me
To do that.
to do the event will love this image because
Yeah.
they've never seen their
Something
kids looking
that.
like this before.
Yeah.
You
It's
see?
really nice.
So that's I think I have another one of
So you can,
perspectives
if
as
you
well.
want to make the person taller.
Yeah.
Then you can.
You have to drop
close.
the camera
'Cause
down.
I'm always taking pictures of Duke, and he's like, "Make me look taller," and I don't know how to do that.
The way
so
to
next
do it is
time
to
I'll
go
just
down.
go down,
Yeah.
and then he'll look taller than he actually is.
Then Duke
I'll
looks
keep
taller.
that in mind.
All right, okay. We have another image also for perspectives. I just know if you can see that
It's
one.
another image that we'll look at.
That shows perspectives. Okay.
Okay.
Right. So then let's move on. Play with reflections.
Okay.
So I have a shot there that shows us to play with reflections. Now you see
what is
this surface. This
okay.
surface, okay, is reflective because it's a glass surface, right? So you can see. So there, if you look at the shot, the same shot, but now look at the reflections of the trees in the background, the sky in the background, and all of that. Okay, that's important because it adds excitement to the image just to be able to see the reflection, and you can actually see reflections of the Creamy Plus, reflections of the mug at the back there. You can see
table.
all of that. Yes, on the table.
Okay.
Okay.
So somebody can even use a mirror, or
yes,
it's better to use a table.
If you use a mirror, the challenge you will have is that the image will compete with its reflection. So you don't necessarily want to use a clear mirror, all right? Because what will also happen is that everything above the mirror will also show in the shot.
Okay. So you have to be selective.
So you have to be selective with your reflective surfaces. But yeah, you can use water, you can use different things. Reflective surfaces are very good, all right? You also now look for symmetry.
Okay.
In your images, always try to look for lines of symmetry, arrangements. So like if I want to take a picture of maybe this table, right? I would arrange it in such a way that this is here, this is in the middle, and I take the shot from the top.
Wow.
Right. So something like that. You see, there's a cup here, there's a cup on that side, and this is right in the middle.
Wow.
And so you look for symmetry. That's another way to have exciting images. People see them and it's exciting.
How about zooming in and zooming out? Because I have a friend called Bismarck who does not like to come close when he's taking pictures. So he just stays somewhere
and then
far.
he zooms
in. Just zooms all the way in.
All right.
And then
That's
I'm
not
like,
a good
Bismarck,
practice.
that doesn't look nice.
That's not a good practice with your phone.
Really?
Yeah, because what will happen is that you are compromising the quality of your image. Okay. So if you're using a phone and the subject is far away and you're zooming in to get the picture, you may be happy with the picture on your phone. As soon as you put it on your computer, you'll notice it's grainy. Okay, lots of dots on the picture, and then it could be pixelated. You want a good quality picture. Move close to your subject, and get the shot with the phone.
Now we hear a lot of things about lights, lightning. As people say that the camera does not even matter. The key is in the lightning. What do you say?
Okay, so let me just combine this point and the next one together.
Okay.
The natural light gives you the best quality images. Okay. If you're going to use a flash, don't use it indoors or in dark spaces. Because what happens with a flash is that the light is tiny, it's harsh, and it's not flattering. Okay. So if I took a flash and I turned on the flash and took a picture of you, it will look nice in the room now because this is well lit. Your backlight is good. The lights in the studio are good. It will look nice. It won't disturb anything. Now, if the room was dark and I took it, what will happen is that your forehead will be the only one that's shining. Your forehead and your nose will be the only things that are shining. Everything else will be looking blah, and then the background will be really dark.
Wow.
Okay, so it's a small light that's on your phone. It will only light a small distance away from the phone.
Wow.
It doesn't have power to light the whole room. Do you see? So avoid the flash if you can. Use as much natural light as possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I also have a friend of mine, Evans. His hands shake a bit.
Yeah.
He takes a picture and I'm like, I wasn't doing Harlem Shake. Do we have a solution for him, or he should just try and make his hands stable?
Yeah. So stability is key. All right, you don't want blurry images, so stability is key, and this also affects the zooming in. If you also zoom in, it makes pictures blurry as well. So consider using a tripod, but for mobile phones, there's a special.
So you can't
tripods.
use like any regular.
No,
tripod.
Regular tripods. The seating is different. So you have special tripods for mobile phones. If you Google mobile phone tripod, it will come up.
There are people who substitute their selfie stick for tripods. Should we do that or not?
You could.
Okay.
You could, but the selfie stick is not necessarily stable. It's not necessarily stable. Do you see? It will give you different angles and different interesting perspectives, but it's not stable.
Okay.
Because you're holding it still.
Yeah,
so the same shake you will get in the phone, you will get it in your hand as well. So.
Okay. Any last tips for us?
Yes. Let's go and look at the. I think I have point number 16 and 17. So 16, basically, don't be afraid to edit your images. Okay. There's a great software out there that I love to use all the time. It's called Snap.
Snap.
Snap something or the other. It's a good software for
sure they
editing.
can follow your social media for the link.
I'll put it up. I'll put all the points up on.
It's on the screen now. They're looking at it.
Okay, so there we go. Don't be afraid to edit, okay? So the raw image is the one on the left. And this is an internet image I pulled. It's not mine.
Okay.
So the left one is the raw image from the camera. The right one is the one that has been edited. It's been bright, made a little brighter. Shadows have been cleared out. You know, it looks nicer, it looks sharper, and all that. Wow. And the last one is learn to take silhouettes. Silhouettes are exciting images. You know, they make you suddenly look like a great photographer. Okay, and I took a nice image with that's a silhouette.
That's nice.
Okay, so this is in front of the Tesano police station, around there, and it was sunset time. All I did was I selected for the sky, so the sky dimmed nicely in the phone, which made the trees dark and all that. And it was gorgeous. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's basically it.
Crazy, David.
So I'll share all of this. I'll share the images and the points also on Twitter.
Okay.
So people
and
can
your
follow
Twitter handle?
At Kweku David GH.
Okay. So go to David's handle. You find out all the tips there. It's really important for all of us that want to start businesses. We're in the gig economy, you know. A friend of mine, Park Hall, he needs like 5 different streams of income. So you need to position yourself well for social media, the kinds of pictures you take, how you position your products. And you don't have to have a big budget to do that. You can use your phone if you know the right steps to take. So go and follow David, ask him questions on social media. He'll be more than happy to answer all of it for you. Hi there. We hope you enjoyed the show.
Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, and share with your friends.
This is Breakfast Daily on City TV.
Join the Breakfast Daily team Monday through Fridays from 7:30 a.m. to 10. Join us for breakfast daily, only on City TV.